Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks, where we talk all things cool and retro. And today, we're going very, very retro, back to 1983, and we're going to look at the Galoob Inspector Gadget, with 8 magic action features and 20 moving parts. He comes with a Crime Stopper hammer and handcuffs, with a real top coat, or trench coat, as you and I might say, a parachute umbrella, an extension arm, with a helicopter hat. Oh yeah, hella cool. So, Inspector Gadget was a show in the early 80s on DIC, D-I-C, animation studio that did the later G.I. Joe. And I think this was if this wasn't the first ever action figure, it was definitely the coolest. Because 9-year-old Uncle BJ was looking through the Sears catalog and the J.C. Penney's catalog at the time, where this fella was standing next to the likes of Voltron and G.I. Joe and all the other cool stuff. Man, laser tag. I tell you what, I wish I had a clipping of that to show you, but you can Google that. It's pretty cool. But this right here was definitely a grail figure for me and for many people my age. And very glad that it's in my collection. I'll tell you, I gotta be honest, I was never a huge fan of the actual cartoon because it's a little bit goofier than stuff I was used to at the time, and it's even harder to chew through now. But the concept of Inspector Gadget is awesome. He was a cool character, he was a cool guy, and he comes with some cool stuff. And you can already tell I'm having trouble kind of keeping him in frame because he's a huge action figure. This was probably $20-$30 at the time, which would be, what, $100-$200 now? I don't know. $300 considering I'm recording this in 2024. But anyway, let's take a look. The package I have is a little beat up, so I'm going to be careful. He's an action doll, by the way. I forgot to point that out. Action doll, folks. Interesting. Alright. Now you can already tell this is all kind of crumpled up. And some of the old things I've been looking at lately are, you touch them. And, I should be wearing like gloves for this because this is not easy to get out. There we go. Oops. It's part of his umbrella, I think. Alright. I know something just probably crumbled to pieces. I did that, but as you can see in this plastic tray, just for the early 80s, this was such high quality. To have a real trench coat with buttons, and like his face is like a soft plastic. It's not even that action figure-y, you know what I mean? Let's take out some of his stuff first. There is his helicopter, which fits into his hat, which if you watch the cartoon, you know what I mean? Where he says, "Go, go, gadget copter." And we'll get to that. And I think that's for his mallet, I think. And his little hand. And this hand, this looks like, when you think of a vintage toy, it doesn't get any more vintage looking than the construction of this. It's like metal and plastic. It's very cool. He has some handcuffs. Cool. They're very nicely done. They do move, and if there were other, he could take Ken to jail, I guess. And there he is. We'll get him out. We'll just carefully lay him down for now. And he comes with a big old hammer that you can bop somebody on the head with. Alright, that is part of his helicopter. Mine's like, it's almost like rusty, it's so old. And his umbrella. So, alright. Let me take the package and put it out of the way for now. Okay. And we'll just put him, let's see, is he in frame? No, of course he's not in frame. He's gigantic. And he's taller than a lot of the figures old Uncle BJ looks at here at Throwbacks. Let's see if I can give you some idea how big he is. Here is a Kenner 12-inch Luke Skywalker, which he is a good bit shorter than. And here is a classified G.I. Joe Storm Shadow. So you can see he's pretty big. He's pretty big, but we will do comparisons here in a second. I just wanted to kind of point that out, that he's a big fellow. And he does a lot of stuff. Now, you might have seen the show where he has all these gimmicks, and he's basically a cyborg. He's basically RoboCop before RoboCop. He's like the PG or the G-rated RoboCop. Now let's see. He does have some articulation, which is pretty awesome. And he is like a very old action figure. It's kind of awesome. And oh, so he's got little buttons in the back of his calves that go Gadget. There you go. And I forget what he says there, but this would make him jump. Boing, pretty cool, pretty cool. Try to put that carefully back in. No. Oops. Maybe I shouldn't have messed with that. There you go. Gotta be careful. Very careful. Alright. And his hands. I think he does the Shogun Warrior with his hands there, I think. So I can figure out. Yep, it's got the same little button on the bottom here, you can see. And yeah, that's the first time I've ever used that. And they fire off. And they don't. He does have articulation in his hand, but the plastic doesn't feel too great where you want to do that too many times. And does he do that in his other hand? I think so. Yep. So he can punch somebody. Oh, no, this one just comes out. Oh, okay, that's different. So this is too, and of course, you know, it can only get so long, but I guess his arm just comes out, you know, to grab something. And the articulation in this hand feels a little better, so you can grab stuff. Pretty cool. All right, and that, no. Kind of the dangers of messing with a antique as it is figure. You run the risk of breaking it, or you know, I guess you know, if this is the only time this is ever gonna work, at least I got it in a video. Let's also take a good look at him. He is a scary character. No, I'm just kidding. No, he looks cool. And oh, I think it's, let's see, how does this come out? Whoops, I'm sure this periscope, his neck comes his neck comes really far out. That's awesome. Yeah, eat that, Mechaneck. And again, I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to like break this guy. And he's got a little hole in his head there, just like Uncle BJ. And I'm not going to take off his trench coat because it's probably going to be a pain to get back on, and it'll take too long. But it does come off. And let's see what other fun accessories we can put on him. Let's see. Here is his umbrella, which that just goes together like so. And he can either hold in his hand, but of course it's not really intended to be held in his hand. You hold it with this thing, and it goes, let's see, yep, just right in his head. So if it's raining, he's prepared, folks. Always ready for that rainy day. And you know, maybe he's trying to cover up Penny, his niece. I don't know, but man, that looks cool. Go, Gadget. Parasol. I don't know what he called it. Umbrella. So let's take that out. Oh, and of course, before I forget, on the same hand, you can put his mallet in there. And this thing doesn't move around. It does actually, but I'm afraid to break it, so. Oh, just like the cartoon. There it is. Go Gadget mallet. Pretty cool. And of course, he's got his cuffs. They're cuffs. They do work. You know, maybe he can. Whoops. I don't want to mess with it too much. But that is a softer plastic with a real chain. This is kind of cool. Man. Seems as though I loved Inspector Gadget, man. He gave all this cool stuff. You couldn't not love Inspector Gadget. Oh, if I get this, there we go. Give me that back. And I think last but not far from least, comes with his Gadget Copter, which you have to kind of put together a little bit, which is just simply taking these little handles, putting it here, and then see if you can see what I'm doing. You just put that, there we go, plugs very neatly right into his head. And let's see if I can get him to hold it. He may not want to hold it. This looks like it'll be hard. No, I guess he does. So, alright, so we'll just do that. And I thought there was something you could do to make this spin, and there still could be. I don't know, but I don't want to break it, but that's how he looks, and he looks cool, and it does kind of, you can't just spin it. Go Gadget Copter. There it goes. Pretty cool. And that could also be a ceiling fan if he's hot. If he's out in Florida. So there he is, Inspector Gadget. Man, this was such a cool toy. I was so glad that I finally got one of these. Did you get one of these? Did you want one? Let me know in the comments. So, Inspector Gadget. Pretty cool. And let's see. We'll show some other Inspector Gadgets that I have. They're much cheaper, obviously. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the cartoon, but the toys were so cool, man. Inspector Gadget. So, what's Inspector Gadget's first name? Does anybody know? Let me know in the comments. Let's see. What's he look like next to 2002 Gandalf. Or a Star Wars Black Series Star Killer. It doesn't want to stand up. Anyway. Alright. Good enough. You get the idea. Alright, we'll put Run Amok over here. Here we go. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. That is the 1983 Galoob Inspector Gadget, which is one of the best toys ever made, in my opinion. So thank you, Galoob, for putting that in the JCPenney's or Sears or whatever it was Christmas catalog back in the early 80s to make Uncle BJ hunt this thing down. And hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And I'm just going to throw one back. And until next time, we'll see ya.